Hey guys, what's going on? Insidious Swede back again here for another YouTube video, and today I'm going to be doing my top 10 favorite manga covers of all time. Now this is actually a video suggestion that I got from you guys about a month ago when I was asking for video ideas. A lot of you guys suggested to do a top 10 favorite cover video, so here it is, although this is technically an updated version because I've already made one of these videos in the past. So if you haven't seen that yet, I definitely recommend checking it out at the very least if you haven't seen it. But without further ado, let's get into it. And I'm going to kind of cheese my number 10 selection because I actually have two volumes that are kind of tied, and I figured why not just show off 11. I don't really need to pick that one that bad. It's not the end of the world. So here is my 10A favorite manga cover of all time. It's actually a pretty new release as well, and that is the cover on Attack on Titan Volume 22. I don't know what it is about it. I just love the stark blue contrast of the waves. You've got our main characters there looking off into the sunset. Just something about it really speaks to me. The Attack on Titan logo looks very vibrant in the contrast to the blue in the back. Just overall a very, very beautiful cover. And then 10B for me would have to be this volume of Haikyuu, volume 16. I just love how this looks. Because, of course, this is a sport volleyball manga, but this whole picture wouldn't really scream that to you. He's holding like a spear in his hand. He has a raven or crow sitting on his shoulders with his wings out. You got a whole bunch of debris and destruction in the back. And then, of course, the nice white stark contrast. Honestly, these are just two very beautiful covers that I couldn't pick between. So this is my number 10 selection in terms of my favorite manga covers of all time. So yeah, hopefully you guys don't mind that too much, but from here on out we'll be in proper order. So at number 9, I have volume 7 of Tokyo Ghoul. This is by far my favorite cover of Tokyo Ghoul, just because of the way Ken Kaneki looks on this. He has, of course, the white hair in this volume. He has his mask kind of dangling around his neck, and of course, the white eye in his ghoul eye, or his regular eye in his ghoul eye, I should say. And then also the way this is drawn. I don't know what kind of style this is. If any of you are artists out there, could you let me know how Sui Ishida did this? Is this like a pastel or more of a watercolor? I honestly have no idea. Just like in the detail of the hand, you can tell there's a lot of different shades of white going on in here. He's just kind of dabbing and going through. It just looks incredible, especially from a distance as well. So yeah, I had to have it on here for sure. So at number 9, I have Tokyo Ghoul Volume 7. At number 8, I have Volume 5 of Berserk. There's honestly a ton of Berserk covers out there that I could have gone with, but this one is probably my favorite. Again, I could have put another one in this spot just because there are almost every cover, in my opinion, is a great cover for Berserk, but this one really just, speaks to me. You have the orange kind of shading in the back here with a town or a village or a kingdom of some sort. Then you have Casca, Griffith, Guts, the Band of the Hawk. You kind of have the trifecta, or all four key components to this manga, especially this main arc. Just a beautiful cover all the way around. I love kind of how this wing is overlapping the Berserk logo. And then again, I just love titles or covers that have the white contrast in the background to really emphasize the characters in the photograph. And I just think it looks fantastic. So at number 8, I have Berserk Volume 5. At number 7, I have Volume 3 of Platinum End. Now, say what you will about the actual story, these covers are sometimes jaw-dropping, and I think the thing that puts it over the top for me is how, if you look kind of in the sunlight here, you get almost like a rainbow effect on kind of the sharded, reflective, whatever kind of material that is in the background, if you can see that all right. There's a whole extra layer of like this reflective substance on there that kind of overlaps the beautiful artwork on top of it. And then also you have the really intricate P and E here. Looks like almost the entire Platinum is here kind of stacked upon each other, and then End is kind of stacked upon itself here as well, if you can see that, how there's like letters all stacked together here. Really cool design choices, and just really amazing covers, or colors, excuse me. Looks like kind of like a nighttime sky in the background here as well. And yeah, just beautiful volume. So at number 7, I have Platinum End Volume 3. At number 6, I have Volume 8 of Rikudo. Now, of course, this is not an English volume, this is a Japanese volume, but I still think that it's one of the best covers I've ever seen, and I don't really put any restrictions on it has to be an English volume for it to be my favorite cover. So here it is. For one, the Japanese characters on here look amazing. I just love the way Japanese characters look on a volume cover, especially when they're stylized like this. And just like the Tokyo Ghoul volume, there's also a very interesting kind of design choice in terms of the actual tool they use to draw this series. I don't know what that is, but it looks amazing just the way that it's all designed. But it also looks like it's not all the way fluid throughout, because like on her face right here, it doesn't look like they use the same kind of design or style. Same with Riku's face as well. So just overall, the kind of different designs going on, the colors, the Japanese characters, overall, just a beautiful volume. So, at number 5, I have Volume 6 of Slam Dunk. Now, Slam Dunk honestly has, it's probably my favorite manga series in terms of overall just having the best covers. For one, Takahiko Inoue might be the best artist ever, and then when you can get his art in a watercolor design, full color like this, it just takes it to another level. I also love how it's hard to explain if you haven't read the manga, but there's a lot of comedy in Slam Dunk, and Takahiko Inoue loves doing these kinds of faces for characters when they're kind of upset at one another, when it's always for a comedic purpose for the audience. And so incorporating those two on here is just fantastic. And then of course, just the overall artwork on the cover itself is fantastic. So yeah, Slam Dunk's amazing. Almost every cover is brilliant, but this is definitely one of my favorites for sure. So Slam Dunk Volume 6 is my 5th favorite cover of all time. At number 4, I have Volume 10 of Haikyuu. Yes, another Haikyuu cover. I love this one for a lot of different reasons. For one, you have the nice black background representing the night. Then you have the contrast of the white moon. And then, of course, front and center is Tsukishima. Probably my favorite character from the Haikyuu manga and anime. I just think he's a very interesting character all the way around, and I just love the way this cover is designed. Very symmetrical, with his head being in perfect center of the moon, which is in contrast to the black background, and how he's kind of blending in as well. You got the volleyball net here and some of the volleyball balls here. Just overall incredible cover. Love this one for sure, and is my 4th favorite cover of all time. At number 3, I have Volume 3 of Vinland Saga. This one for me is definitely the best Vinland Saga cover, although I love basically how every single cover is a very good representation of what's going to happen inside the volume. So like for Volume 5, you have an older Thorfinn with the hoe around his neck, kind of representing where he is at that point in his life and inside the series. With Volume 3 here, it does a great job at showing how he's still very angry and frustrated with the world, what's going on. You see him covered in blood, which means he's still, kind of kill first, ask questions later. And then, of course, I just love the beautiful kind of rising sun in the back here with the oranges blending into the purples, kind of fading away the nighttime. Just a beautiful cover here. Love this one to death. And then, of course, he's standing on a pile of bodies, which is just freaking badass. So overall, this cover to me is fantastic. Just love it to death, and is definitely my favorite Vinland Saga cover. So Vinland Saga Book 3 is my 3rd favorite cover of all time. At number 2, Another pretty new cover in terms of when the volume actually came out, and that is volume 21 of Food Wars. And I mentioned this in the manga haul that I showed it off and how much I loved this cover. If you couldn't tell the theme with like 2 or 3 of these, I love when manga incorporate the night sky. This one does it better than any other one I've seen. It looks very realistic in the background here, but then also has, you know, your standard manga designed characters. You got the food truck kind of covered with snow. The entire cast is up here in front. Honestly, in my opinion, Shun Seki, hopefully that's pronounced right, I think he has some of the best character design you can ask for, and this cover really shows that off very well. Each character is represented in terms of their personality. I just think overall it's a brilliant cover. And definitely my favorite one from Food Wars, and as you can see, my second favorite cover of all time. Alright, those were my top 9 or top 10, depending on how you look at my 10th overall choice. Regardless of any of that, my favorite manga cover ever is volume 21 of Slam Dunk. Again, Slam Dunk, you could basically make an entire top 10 favorite manga cover list with Slam Dunk covers, but for me, there's just something about this cover. Sakuragi just looks so badass here, and the thing, maybe I'm getting this wrong in terms of how you feel about Slam Dunk, but Hanamichi Sakuragi is not a very serious person. Like, his character personality doesn't lend itself well to being very serious, mainly due to the fact that he has to deal with a lot of rejection, not only in his personal life, but also in his, sport life. He has to learn how to deal with failure very often, not being the best at something, and so he tries to play that off with his kind of comedic nature and just laughing things off. But with volume 21, especially if you've read the manga, inside volume 21 you have some of the most successful moments in Sakuragi's life, when he's finally becoming the person that he's always kind of pretended to be. And I feel like this cover really sums that up incredibly well. His serious demeanor, how he just looks like he's ready to go and take anybody on, and just a beautifully drawn character here as well. I just don't know what else to say. That sums it up for me as well as I can. I just think everything about this cover is fantastic, and for right now at least, is my favorite manga cover of all time. So that is my top 10 favorite manga covers, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed. I know this is a bit different, but you guys asked for it as well, so I hope you enjoyed. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. But until next time, my name is Insidious Swede. Take care.